When it comes to sharing videos from your Dzen Tech 360 photo booth, most people 1 to 2 years into the photo booth industry are only familiar with one way to get the job done, and that's typically with what's commonly referred to as sharing without internet. Now, sharing without internet is great, but if this is you, you could be putting your 360 photo booth business at a huge disadvantage and leaving money on the table by not understanding all of the sharing tools that are available to you and your photo booth business. Being versatile and able to provide different solutions to your clients based on their events and their needs is going to be an easy way for you to show value, and it's also going to give you a competitive edge in your local market, especially as you duke it out with low price 360 photo booths. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Seye Omisore and I'm the owner of PicPic Social and Paddee. I've been in the photo booth industry for over 10 years, and in this time I've helped thousands of photo booth businesses from all over the world implement sharing into their DSLR, mirror, and 360 photo booth workflow. I'd love to help you do the same. In this video, I'm going to cover 5 ways that you can handle sharing videos from your Dzen Tech 360 photo booth, and at the end, I'll give you a recap of the 5 options and my recommendation on which you should choose based on where you're currently at in your photo booth journey. Let's get started. The sharing options that we're going to cover today are as follows: Dropbox and Google Drive, web galleries, microsites, direct to phone, aka sharing without internet, and email and text. When you're done with the video, if there's a particular method that you're interested in and you want to see me go into more details on how to set it up, leave a comment below and let me know which one that you would like to see. Right out the gate, the easiest way to share your 360 videos from your Dzen Tech photo booth software is going to be with Dropbox or Google Drive. Dzen Tech even has instructions on how to set this all up, and it's pretty easy and straightforward, and it runs smoothly. As your Dzen Tech 360 spinner software is saving your videos to the computer, Dropbox or Google Drive is going to be automatically uploading them in the background to your account. Now, to get your guests to view this Dropbox or Google Drive folder with all the videos, the simplest way to do this is with the QR code that you'll have available at the event that your guests can scan, and it's going to take them directly to the gallery. Now, this QR code can be printed on a business card, or you can have an iPad to the side that's dedicated to show the QR code, or you can have the QR code on your phone or printed on the stand that you're using for your computer for the 360 booth. Now, the con to this type of sharing is that you're really relying on having good internet at the event if you want people to have instant access to the videos. If you don't have fast internet speeds while you're at your event, the files won't upload right away, and if your guests scan that QR code, the videos aren't going to be there. This isn't the best solution if you want to make yourself stand out from your local competition and actually look like a professional who knows what they're doing. On the bright side, it's going to get the job done, and you'll be able to implement all of this with a free Dropbox account or free Google Drive account without ever having to upgrade. But if you don't want to look like a low-budget 360 photo booth business, you should look at the next few options. Next up on our list, we have web galleries. If you want to upgrade a bit from Dropbox or Google Drive, you can replace Dropbox or Google Drive with a hosted web gallery. Everything works pretty much the same as the Dropbox and Google Drive method mentioned before, but instead of uploading to Dropbox or Google Drive, you upload all your videos to a hosting service like PicPic Social that's built specifically for 360 photo booth businesses. The con to this type of sharing is, just like with Dropbox and Google Drive, it requires you to have reliable internet while you're at the event. However, a web gallery is way better for your business than Dropbox or Google Drive because you'll have better branding opportunities. Web galleries will let you match the design of the site to the design and aesthetics of the event that you're doing. Overall, this is a better look for you and a better presentation for your photo booth business if looking top tier is something that's important to you. If you go with a company like PicPic Social for your web gallery hosting, you'll be able to embed your 360 videos directly onto your photo booth website. Now, this is great for your SEO because it's an easy way for you to get content onto your website, and it's also an easy way to generate traffic back to your website from the people from the event. The more people you have on your website, the more opportunity that you get for leads. The more leads you get, the more business you get, and so on and so forth. Now, just like with Dropbox and Google Drive, scanning a QR code is the easiest way to get your event guests to the web gallery. The QR code again can be on a business card, on an iPad, on your phone, or on the computer stand for the event. Piggybacking off of the web gallery, you can also share 360 videos via microsites. Now, a microsite is very similar to a web gallery because it's a fully brandable web page that displays the 360 video. Now, the difference though is instead of going to a web gallery that has all of the 360 videos, your guests go directly to their own video and they can bypass having to scroll through and find their specific video. Sharing via microsites is done with an application like PicPic Slide that's running on your TV or tablet, or using PicPic Share on your iPad. Using PicPic Slide, you'll have a slideshow and a QR code displayed on the screen. Now, every time a new video is created from your 360 photo booth, the slideshow will automatically update to display the new 360 video. Next to the video, you'll have the QR code that can be scanned and that will take your guests directly to the microsite page with the video from the event. Using PicPic Share, it's a pretty similar process. You scroll through the app to find your video that you want, and then once you find the video, you scan the QR code and it takes you directly to the microsite. From the microsite, this is where the magic happens. Your guests will have the ability to share to Facebook, email, text, or they can download the video directly to their phone, depending on what options that you enable once you're setting things up. Now, just like with the previous options of sharing to Dropbox and Google Drive, and also to web galleries, you're gonna need reliable internet at your event. Microsites shine because you get a little bit more privacy since everyone doesn't get direct access to everyone else's videos. When you scan the QR code, you're going directly to your own video and you're not going to a gallery with everyone else's video. Like I said earlier, most people who have started a 360 photo booth business in the last 1 or 2 years, they're very familiar with direct to phone or sharing without internet, as it's commonly called. The typical setup for direct to phone or sharing without internet is with a slideshow application running on a TV or some touchscreen device that shows a gallery of all of the videos from the event. Now, using PicPic Slide, for example, you'll have a slideshow that shows all the 360 videos as they're created. Just like with sharing to microsites, there's a QR code, but instead of one QR code, you'll have 2 QR codes that your guests are gonna need to scan. For the guests to get to their 360 video, they scan the first QR code to join a local network that you would have set up before the event. And once they are connected to that local network, they scan the second QR code and it takes them to a page where they can directly download the video to their phone. Using the gallery mode on PicPic Slide for direct-to-phone sharing is very similar to the slideshow method, but instead of a slideshow on a TV or a display, you'll have a gallery that's displayed on a touchscreen device. Now, this touchscreen device could be an iPad, Android, or any other device that you want to use. It's up to you. But from the gallery, your guests can find their video. Once they found their video, they go through a 2-step process where they scan the first QR code to join the network, then they scan the second QR code to gain access and to download. With direct-to-phone sharing, you still get plenty of branding opportunities on the slideshow and on the gallery. But the real benefit of this type of sharing is that if your internet speeds are slow or non-existent, sharing is still gonna work. Now, this type of sharing is great for the most part, but there are some faults. First of all, humans are humans. On your display, you're gonna have 2 QR codes and instructions that clearly say step 1 and step 2. But people will either stare at the screen and still ask you what to do, or they'll skip directly to step 2 and wonder why the videos aren't loading once they scan the second QR code. And it's because they didn't do step 1, which is to join the network. The second issue with this type of sharing is that it can be inconsistent with Android phones specifically. Most Android phones have QR scanning turned on by default, so they're not gonna need your help. But a lot won't, and you'll have to take the time out to help each one and to troubleshoot. And in this case, it might cause you some frustration as you try to troubleshoot everyone's Android phone because there are so many different types and they all work differently. If you can be patient, direct-to-phone is a great option if you typically have internet issues at your event. Getting it set up can be a little bit of a challenge if you can't wrap your head around the concepts, but once you're able to understand it, all should be fine. Last but by no means least are ways to share 360 videos from your Dzen photo booth we have email and text. Similar to the direct to phone method we mentioned earlier, you're gonna need a tablet or some type of device that your guests can interact with that's gonna also display all the videos from the event. Using PicPic Share, your guests can find their 360 videos on this device and they can choose how they wanna share it, again, using email or text. Sharing with email and text is very, very, very simple for your event guests. It's actually way easier than scanning QR codes. It's also less talking and instruction giving that you're gonna have to do when you've got a bunch of drunkies at the wedding and they're staring at the QR codes wondering what they should be doing. However, setting up email and text sharing may be challenging for you as a photo booth business because there are a few moving parts that you're gonna have to manage. Double the chances of your frustration if you're new to the industry and you're easily overwhelmed by tech. The biggest drawback to email and text sharing is, just like with Dropbox and Google Drive, galleries and microsites, you're gonna have to rely on having solid internet for people to get instant access to their videos. Now, having instant access to the videos might not really be that big of a deal. It really depends on you and your clients. With email and text sharing, even if your internet speeds aren't great, the files will queue, and once you get better internet access, the files will be sent out and people will receive their videos. You just have to let them know, set the proper expectation. Hey, the internet speeds aren't so great, but you'll have your videos by the end of the night. So of all the ways I've discussed sharing with your Dzen Tech 360 photo booth, which option is right for you? If you're just getting started and have little to no budget, go with Dropbox or Google Drive. They both have a free tier and you can delete the videos from past events once you reach your upload limit, so you'll be able to use this free option as long as you want to without ever having to upgrade. If you don't want to look like a BB, basic boother, go with a web gallery. You're gonna look way more professional than using Dropbox or Google Drive, and you'll be able to better brand the website to better match either your business or the theme of the event. You're gonna look way more professional this way. Next up, if you're 100% certain of internet conditions and you want a simple setup, go with Microsites. You'll have plenty of branding opportunities on the slideshow and on the microsites, and your guests are gonna love the fact that they can scan one QR code and boom, the video is right there on their phone. If you want the absolute best setup, go with a combination of direct to phone and email and text. In this type of setup, you're gonna be fully covered regardless of whatever your internet situation is. Most guests will likely use email and text to share, and you're gonna have to do less explaining because this is gonna be a much easier route for them to take. But the slideshow or gallery on your display will be there as a backup if you do run into internet issues and you're not able to get people instant access to their videos. They can just do the two-step scanning process of scanning the first QR code and then the second. Direct to phone and email and text is the most bulletproof way to offer sharing for your 360 photo booth. If you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments below on which one of these 5 options you think are the best.